Here we go.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're well. Now, if you missed video 1 earlier on today, we had River, and she actually sat with me. And now we've got this little bundle of joy, haven't we? This little bundle of joy, who loves sitting with me, don't you? Do you want a treat? Say hello to the camera up there, look. Hello. Just got to keep holding them. Someone said in comments yesterday, just keep holding them, eventually they'll love it. No, they love it in the evening. Love it in the evening, sitting all over you, but during the day, they just want to fuck shit up. Demonic. Anyway, you're looking absolutely amazing. Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday, and this is video 2 of 2. 2 of 2, and what we're talking about. We've got to talk about something, right? Because the Liam Payne case, there's been a lot of highs and lows. Now, in video 1 today, if you missed it, I'll just sort of summarise it, but do me a favour. If you aren't already, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel because only around 40% of people who watch these videos are subscribed. Like the video, it's free and it helps me massively. Now maybe you don't want to help me, but did you know what? Karma's a real thing. And if you do something good will come back to you. You reap what you sow. And in that vein, we talk about Rogelio Norres and potentially Maya Henry. Because look, again, video 1 today, we spoke about the fact that in the aftermath of Liam Payne's death, some people gain, some people lose. And Kate Cassidy, it seems, lost $35,000 a month. But I wonder, because there's always this thing in the back of my mind, because we understand that fucked up shit happens. And sometimes you can't fully trust what's being told to you. So there's this thing in the back of my mind that says, do you know what? That seems, when there's a little bit of questions around Kate Cassidy, right, and people are wondering how genuine she was, what better way to make, because I kind of fell for it when I was doing video 1 earlier today. I was thinking to myself, do you know what? Would you really want to kill the golden goose? Would you chop the head off the goose that's laying golden eggs? Would you do it? Would you do it? I don't know. And she's come forward, or someone's come forward. And then I thought to myself, why would somebody even come forward and do that? What would be the thought process behind doing that? And then I thought, to do what it did to me. And that's to make me think, why would you kill the golden goose? So immediately you start backtracking. And I think that's quite strategic, that is. Was Liam Payne truly paying her $35,000 a month? Was that truly what she was getting out of this relationship? Now, I'm not saying she wasn't. Not saying she wasn't at all. But I'm saying there's a certain thing about this. Because on one side, again, you're going to get people who are like, wow, 35. Have you got a solid gold lady part? Or you're going to think, she wouldn't have killed Liam. She wouldn't have had anything to do with this. She wouldn't have abandoned him. She wouldn't have put him in a position of where he could become to any harm, because he's the golden goose. So this timing of this article, I feel, was it strategic? Was this a way to take the heat off her to make us feel a certain way about it? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. But then we've got Rogelio Norres and we've got Maya Henry. Because then you have to think, okay, if there's any truth to this, just say that is it. And maybe there's another point to this. Maybe Kate wants to get information out there. Maybe she did truly love Liam. Because Liam was a people pleaser, you see. Now, he'd done interviews. He'd spoken specifically about the issues that he would have in relationships. He would talk about the fact that he would keep a lot of stuff inside. Like, he wasn't very good at voicing things that would upset him. And relationships in the past, because he didn't want to be alone, he would rush into relationships, and it wouldn't give him enough of a foundation to understand whether the person that he's with, whether they're disingenuous, whether they are the sort of person who he wants to be with, whether they have the same things that, the same interests that he has. Like, he kind of made a remark about Maya Henry, without saying it was Maya Henry, where Liam Payne likes to get up early and go for a run. And he was kind of saying this person didn't, and that was a problem because he didn't want him to do it. And where Liam would then, he said, I would keep things inside, and I'd just be like, okay, I get it, and I'd stop. And he said then this would build a resentment, a massive resentment, because he understands when he then looks back and think, I don't do that anymore, I don't do that anymore, I can't do that anymore. This is a problem, that is a problem. If they don't like this, they don't like that. And it's like, well, I'm not me anymore. I've sacrificed everything, and then the shit would hit the fan. And that's kind of this process that he would consistently go through. But Maya Henry, my point, was Maya Henry looking and understanding what Kate Cassidy was likely getting out of this relationship? The fact that she would have her life funded, she would be getting this, she would be getting the lavish lifestyle, the connection to a famous person, and would that chip and chip and chip away? Chip and chip and chip away. And you could say that to Rogelio Norres. You know, you've got a caveat with Rogelio Norres, as in the connection between him and Liam Payne was probably at one point helping him from a business perspective, because Liam Payne was famous. It probably opened doors. But did Rogelio Norres have to keep Liam Payne in a certain way to keep Liam Payne dumbed down to accept and go along with what he needed to do? And this is only my opinion. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I just look at everything. Do you know what I mean? I've got a degree in psychology. I look at the things around people, the way people act, the things that people say. Now, I know Liam Payne was acutely aware of the problems that he had, like the aforementioned, where he was a people pleaser. So he would very, very often put himself in a box for other people, and that would then eventually become problematic. But with Rogelio Norres, there's just something that sits uncomfortable in the fact that Kate Cassidy leaves. She leaves, and then Rogelio Norres is there. Now, Rogelio Norres had previously written a letter basically saying Liam's fine. When he was with me, he was fine. And now I'm not going to have any more to do with it. Well, if you're not going to have any more to do with him, why the fuck were you not only in Argentina at the same time? It could be argued that that's your native country, but you're going to his hotel backwards and forwards. The hotel have you as a contact to contact. Now, is it because... why would Liam contact you? Because if you are a person who is involved in the rehabilitation of Liam, and we're trying to believe that Liam was resisting that, he wouldn't come to you because he would see you as someone trying to take his toys away. But we see some real red flags around the Liam Payne case. Liam Payne had gone into, like, go back to the Diary of a CEO, Steve Bartlett, right? So Liam Payne is talking about Steve, his bodyguard, and that he's his best friend. And it's almost like he says that they're so close that people feel that he's perhaps being held hostage. and they make a joke of it. But Liam Payne sacks this person. Why does he sack this person? He sacks him because this person, this bodyguard, wants what's best for him. Liam Payne had got into situations previously, apparently, where he had snuck off, built ropes and climbed out of hotels to get away from Steve. That's what Liam had done. So if you're somebody who is relapsing, you're relapsing, and we have to believe that this fucking relapse was going on, then why would he have anything to do with Rogelio Norres when Liam would go fucking out of his way to avoid anybody that, again, he would see was trying to take his toys away? That's how he perceived it himself and had explained about it. I don't want my toys taken away. I see it as, this is what I want to play with. You're trying to take it away. I'm avoiding you. So if Liam Payne was contacting Rogelio, if there was contact there, then and you want to believe that this descent into chaos was a relapse, then I believe that Liam was using Roger as a conduit to it because he saw him as a conduit to it. There's so many things that need to be cleared up. And look, I get it that we're just the public. We're just the public. We can have opinions, and we're not entitled to some things. We want it, but we're not. People aren't obligated to give us it. But I do feel that with Liam living his life and donating his life to the public and dying in the way he did, that the people who do know, if they know, they do owe it to the millions of people who loved Liam. The millions of people who are sitting here like now and they're thinking, what fucking happened? What happened? Because it just seems that Liam was fine. You've got so many people who seem to say he was fine, but in this small snippet of time, this small fraction of the last 10 years of his life, seems to be enough to execute him. And you have very specific people on the peripheral of his world that, in my opinion, had the power to put things right or put things wrong. And it went catastrophically wrong. And I want to understand why. That's all I think any of us want. Just to be able to hear a story that resonates with us and we can say, do you know what? This sounds right. This sounds plausible. I understand it. I get it. This is what happened now. Because at the moment, we are nowhere near that. Nowhere near it. We've got calls from the hotel. This new one, down the rabbit hole news, is talking about. Someone did reach out to me about it. With respect to this earlier call with someone in the background, some lady who was apparently turning around and saying, look, help me lift him. And this is from the earlier call, which is fed into a little bit of a feeling that, was Liam deceased before the second call? And I think that's by and by. I've always thought that there's a possibility there, unless they're, it's an odd one, isn't it? They didn't want police there. I said this. I did a video that specifically said the fact that they stated that they didn't want police there, they just wanted emergency services, lead you to believe that they wanted time. They wanted time to get their ducks in a row. They needed to address the situation because there was witnesses to it. There was witnesses to what happened. But they didn't want police there. So it was a case of get on the phone to make it look like we're getting the appropriate authorities here, when in reality they were getting just ambulances and medical assistance. Too fucking late. Let me know what you think. And I'll catch you all tomorrow.